I'm making this video in the hope that it'll help one of you out there who's having trouble removing the oil filter from a BMW motorcycle. I discovered in doing an oil change on my BMW R1100R that the oil filter was completely locked into the sump. Now the oil filter goes into a deep chamber and it's usually removed with an extraction tool, an oil filter extraction tool like this. This is the cast aluminium type, and it fits on the flats of the oil filter, and usually there's no problem removing the filter from the bike using this. I must apologize for the quality of the video. I'm trying to do this on the phone, often with one hand, and trying to explain stuff with the other. There are two types. There's the cast aluminium filter removal tool and the pressed steel one. Both of them are equally good, except this one has a large hex nut on the bottom of it, which makes it easy to work with a large socket, and this one has a little square where the ratchet can fit. But those of you who have had this problem, you're well familiar with that. The problem is, how do you get out a filter that is locked in that sump? Now, what happened was that the soft steel case of the filter was rounded off as I tried to use the tool. It was that tight. What I had to do, and this is the solution, with the filter in place, I had to eat away all the bottom of it. Now I won't tell you how that was done, but do it gently and carefully, and then remove the entire guts of the filter. When you do that, these 6 holes are visible from underneath, and you have to make a tool that goes up to remove those, and I'll explain that to you now. When you remove the bottom of the filter, it'll look a bit like that, eaten away, and this is the guts of it spread out there on the floor. Now what you see then is in here underneath, I'll try and get this into position, you will see the 6 holes, of the top of the filter. Again, excuse the shaky video, I'm holding it with one hand and holding this tool with the other. You have to make this tool. This is made from a piece of 25 by 6 steel, 2 pieces welded together into a T shape, bored with two 6mm holes through which you pass 2 bolts and lock them on with nuts. You do this to fit the filter. So putting the tool into position, up through the bottom of the filter, wiggle it around and locate it in the holes. There it is. Now I actually have this slightly loosened, but I had to grip this with a vice grips to get it to turn. That's how tight that filter was. But at this stage now, it's hand tight, and there it comes. And you can now wind it down. And drama over. I hope that was of help to you. Just one final word. To avoid a locking filter, always, as you're putting it back in, smear grease on that rubber seal. Grease or oil. Grease is probably better. And that prevents it from sealing in the sump. Thank you. I hope that helps. Bye-bye.